on it. Speak on it. About to speak on it. Going live in a minute. Yo. And we live. Yeah. What up, DJ Blakk?
What's up?
Man, I'm chilling. Yeah, man, just got adjusted. Got the new intro. We work on the new intro. So we steady elevating and devastating and curating, you understand me? So we doing the thing. We making it happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we finna get live today, man. So the discussion we talking about today is going to deal with on the dating spectrum of can individuals 35, why is it hard for 35 plus individuals to find
any entertainment news today?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We just getting into the title of it. So we got everything good. But man, listen. So we dealing with Beyonce in the Khalees situation. So Khalees was upset with Beyonce and Pharrell for using the intro. They call it interpolation of a sample called Milkshake in her new song Energy. So dealing with that, she was upset with it. Now she went on to talk about how they didn't respect her enough to tell her about them using the sample or getting her permission. But what in fact is that on the credits it showed that it was produced by the Neptunes and performed by Khalees. So in that wording, dealing in your publishing, dealing with the structure of the song, Khalees performed the song, but there's a question of, did she own the rights to the publishing? Did she own the rights to any of that? So Beyonce, she just hollered back by saying, we just gonna take it and remix the record. And Monica Lewinsky, same thing with a record, because her name been used, and all of us know who Monica Lewinsky was during the 90s with President Clinton when she got caught up giving the president fellatio in the White House. And, that led to him being impeached. So it's the same thing. So she's getting the success of the new release of Renaissance, but she getting some hiccups here and there with that. So, we just keep monitoring on that. Also, man,
album, all right.
Yeah, the album.
It's all right.
I mean, the rest of the world is saying it's pretty good. So
no, not the rest of the world. Some of the people in the world. A lot of people say that's a mediocre album.
All right. Well, I mean,
people that's not part of the Beehive. You part of the Beehive. People that's not part of the Beehive, go and read the reviews.
People like the album, and they buying the album. So
and a lot of people dislike the album.
And that's fine. And she a part of the fan base, so that's just what that is.
Right, but just cause she Beyonce, a lot of people it's criticizing the album. A lot of
people don't like. It's so what? Her records are still selling. So what?
I'm just saying you try to make it look like it's a global. Everybody love it because you part of the Beehive. Everybody ain't messed up about that album.
It is a global success. Now, you not messed up about that album.
I mean, I didn't say I didn't like it. I say people got mixed views about the album.
That's fine. They got mixed views about all her albums.
What I said was, I said the album was okay.
So what?
It's okay. I said it's okay.
That's cool. But
it got about 13, 15 songs on there. It got about 15 songs on there.
We not talking.
And out of the 15 songs, it might be 6 or 7 that's
so
good.
What? That's how an album goes. You always gonna have 6 or 7 songs.
But that's mediocre when it comes to Beyonce.
Ain't mediocre Beyonce. It is. She been in the game a long period of time. So I mean, she reached superstar status. So if she chooses to drop an album, then it's going to be a three installment. So this is her first installment of the Renaissance project. I guess it's going to be a trilogy. So she's doing that. So that's what it is. People like the album. People don't like it. It's polarizing. So people like it. Some people don't like it. But that's not stopping her from being who she is in the global icon. So that's not stopping that.
Right. But, like I said, you're part of the Beehive. So y'all
I'm not part of anything. I
speak for everybody.
I'm not part of anything. I'm just telling you people like the music and some people don't. It's artistry is polarizing. Some people like stuff. Some people like Basquiat. Some people don't like Basquiat.
But
some
a lot of her diehard fans. But a lot of her diehard fans.
I'm not a diehard fan.
They wasn't
Beyonce.
No, I ain't talking about you, baby. Listen to what I'm saying.
And don't call me baby, man.
You acting like one. Listen to me. I said.
Don't do that.
What I'm saying is, listen to me. Though you trying to overtalk me. You just told me you got a problem over talking folks. Man, you're doing it now.
No, you trying to get a point across. That's opinion.
Your point was made. You said some people like it, some people don't. Let me speak from the perspective of the consumer.
It's called polarizing. When something is polarized, you got two opinions. People see it one, other person see it another. That's what being polarizing is. Artistry is polarizing. It's what it is. That's your opinion. Right. My opinion.
And realistically speaking. Now, can I talk realistically for a second?
It ain't realistically speaking, but
I feel you, man. But to me, it's realistically speaking.
Now, realistically speaking, she's a half a billionaire. She's getting her money. The records she just sold. She's getting her money. She got.
So was Michael Jackson. But the last couple albums he made, what I told you the other night. See what with you? You understand, but you don't understand.
History sold 20 million. That double CD sold 20 million.
How many did Thriller sell?
Thriller sells 60 million. But nobody can do that. He can't match his own record.
Hey, but we talking about listen.
Done that.
We talking about a global, worldwide, the best artist to ever get on the planet. He sold 60 million.
Invincible.
And then when History came out, that 40 million drop is a lot.
No. Thriller is a album that nobody can catch. It's the biggest selling album in history by itself, bar none. He even said he can't catch his own records. Right. History sold 20 million. Invincible, without marketing, sold 10 million. It's Michael Jackson.
Right, 10 million. But you looking at 60 million.
It went diamond.
To 10 million.
It went diamond. So what? That's called market saturation. Every artist plateau is what it is.
Right.
Every artist gonna plateau.
And that means that a lot of people didn't feel that album like they felt the previous album.
Her fan base growing up got families. Her fan base was coming up and growing up. You got a whole new generation that's gonna like Lil Baby, Dub Baby. So it's a whole nother group of Chloe Bailey and all these new.
All I'm saying is
falling in behind.
All I'm saying is
Beyonce.
A lot of her regular Beehive fans said that album they waited over 10 years and they was not impressed with the project.
So
it's not going to stop the streams because people want to hear what's on there. So of course the stream's going to be high.
It's going to be.
You can Google it right now. And it'll tell you that a lot of her fan base was not satisfied with this album. The album has mixed reviews. Why are there mixed reviews? Because she's trying different things this go round.
The fact is,
and she's reaching out to a whole different audience. So the people who was diehard Beyonce, when they was, because even some of them even criticized her when she came out with the song that I like. When she got the New Orleans bounce in it, the last big hit record she had. A lot of people was like, they didn't like that. A lot of the diehard Beyonce fans that wanted to hear the R&B-ish stuff, when she came out with that, what's the name of the song? Before I Let Go, when it breaks down.
It said, on to the next. It's on to the next. You want to hear my old songs? Buy my old albums. It's on to the next.
And that's what I'm saying. You just only on a hiatus, just running your mouth. Listen what I'm saying.
That's what art is. And I'm telling you, that's what art is. It's polarized.
Dude, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm also breaking it down with the other people saying.
You don't have to break it down.
Oh man, you see what he's saying? Go ahead, bro.
The demographic is.
You on your ass tonight. Go ahead.
No, I know what the demographic is. Art itself is polarized.
We good. I got something for you too. Let's go. Anyway, what's next on the agenda, bro? What's the next news about Mystical? Go into Mystical because this a lose with your ass. Go on. What happened with Mystical?
But it ain't a lose. It's just an opinion.
Man, we done. That's over with.
That's
over with.
That's opinion. That's called opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
Turn the page.
What happened with Mystical? I don't know.
On to the next.
What happened?
So what?
What happened?
He didn't got another rape charge. I think this is like his third one.
Man, that's crazy.
You know, so
they said he blamed the girl for stealing $100, and he was trying to get the money back. So he was trying to hold her to get the money back, and she said it appeared like he was on drugs, and he was trying to apologize to her, talk nice, and he held her against her will and held her down, raped her. She went to the police and did a rape kit, and it was consistent to what she was saying. So they picked him up. Today, they denied him bond. So, you know,
they say he was trying to burn the house down.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that part, but I know.
Yeah, he was doing some arsonist, was in there. Look at all his charges. He got a big rap sheet on that.
Man, he did what, 7 years for the first one?
Yeah, it's like, I'm thinking it's drugs.
Yeah.
I think it's drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just can't see him being out of character in his right mind, because he's a very intelligent individual. I've had several chances to kick it with him, hang with him. Partner of mine, Cedric Boogie Chaffel, did some tracks with him. We all was there to witness. So we very familiar with him. And this was in his heyday. And for him to be behaving like that, that's not him.
No. They said
that's not him.
It appeared like he was on drugs. So, you know, that's what that is. But yeah, so that'll be developing stories dealing with Mystical. So that's you know, we'll see what that is, because I think he did 7 years off the first bid. So we don't know what's happening.
And to be honest with you, on that first one, I'm not saying that's with this one, but on that first one, he actually was innocent. It was an incident, but the people in New Orleans and some people who were there around around the incident said that was a plot, and he really was innocent on that. So right. The fact that follows him, he's marked. Anybody, you know, and right now with the Me Too movement, ain't no telling who else gonna come forward. So all we can do is really pray for the brother. But if he did that, he need help. We don't throw him away. We need to stop throwing people away and need to start giving them help.
Yeah, man. It's just whatever he got going on.
But it got to be drugs. I looked at the photo. If you see the photo of him, he looked troubled.
Yeah,
they showed. I think his mug shot. He looked very troubled on that mug shot.
Yeah, man. That's hard, man. That is hard, man.
So we saying if he raped her, then we need to get him help. Is that
he did what?
I said if he did rape her, we saying we should get him help.
He needs help because it's like his third. I mean, go to jail, but he still needs some therapy. Yeah, he needs therapy. Okay, so many times.
That's all I was trying to clear up.
So many times, we are quick to throw people away, and instead of seeking help, let them go to jail. But get him some help. That man's sick. If he did what they say he did, this real, go read what they arrested him for, the charges. If he did that, he's sick. He needs some help. Just like I don't think they should have threw R. Kelly away. Put him in jail, lock him up, but also make him go to therapy. Save him. Help him. Because that man, they sick. These people sick. And we think just put them in jail, but nah, get them some help.
Well, that's a whole nother topic that we'll have to discuss, because I understand the mental health aspect of things, but when it comes to rape and those type of issues, that becomes to a demented mind. So sometimes they can be beyond reproach or beyond help. So then what do we do with them in that instance?
But how would you know if you don't get them into therapy?
Well, I mean, I agree that you attempt to do whatever you can to.
But the justice system wants to just throw you away.
Rehabilitate them. You do what you can to rehabilitate them. However, if it does not work, because we have repeat offenders, child molesters, rapists, and those type of things that are even with serial killers. So we have those type of offenders that seem to not be able to control themselves in certain situations. So some of them are beyond help. So now society and the judicial system and the psychologists, they would need to find out what to do with these particular people if they cannot be integrated back into society.
But the justice system not quick to do that. They just want to throw a black man in jail, bro.
Well, that's what the jails are made for. That's what they do.
They're made for black men.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what they've done. So instead of trying to promote our people to go to college and to trade schools and to those type of things, they build prisons. And that's where they send it. Either they sending you to prison or to the grave. One of the two. So, and until we can find something different, we can try to break whatever that is.
The cycle.
It's more than a cycle, because it's just been continuous since the time that we were brought over here. The black man has been damned in America. So.
And with that being said, what's the topic of the night?
It's is it possible that you can, dating
after 30?
After 30.
Okay.
Why it's so hard?
The 30-year-olds apparently they're having more problems than any other age. The people over 30 finding someone to date. Finding a good mate, they say, when they're 30 plus is difficult. And I've talked to several women on this situation. I've talked to several guys between 30 and 50 on this this topic, and they're all kind of agreeing that it's hard out there to date. If they saying if you didn't lock in your mate or who you trying to build and grow with 10 plus years ago, it's hard right now. Even my brother told me that. He was like, man, you know, it's hell out here now. You know what I'm saying? And so, and see, James, your Austin, your advantage is your plus one you met 10 or 15 years ago. So it's not like you meeting somebody that you just seen fresh out the box. You had sense enough to get somebody that you knew 10 or 15 years ago. The dating pool of today, they say it's just hard. And then they figure once they get 30 plus, that the man will be mature enough, and the man think that the woman is mature enough. But with what is it, 50 being the new 30, 40 being the new 20, I think immaturity is there at 30. When we were coming up, 25, you was allowed to F up until you was 25. After 25, you had to look at yourself. We looked at ourselves and say, man, we got to get our stuff together. You know what I'm saying? It was a talk in the mirror. It was a man in the mirror thing. We got to get our stuff together. The new breed and the way the new world is ran, at 30, you're an OG. You old. I read statuses and shared comments where the 20-year-olds saying, where them 30-year-olds at? What's hurting on y'all today? I go to the gym every day. I'm well over 30. Ain't nothing hurting on me. But you consider OG at 25, really, but OG, but when you 30, they say you should be looking for a cane. When you 40, you should be in a wheelchair. And when you 50, you out of there. That's the mindset of the 16 to 25-year-old. So when they get 25, oh, I'm an OG now. But I understand that because they die at such a young age. The average 18 to 25-year-old have diseases that we only seen 60 and 65 plus have. I never seen so many young people with high blood pressure, diabetes, heart issues. That stuff was unheard of when we were coming up between 18 and 25. It was unheard of. We didn't go through that. But they got high blood pressure. They on high blood pressure pills at 22. We didn't go through that. You know, so, you know, but I think it's because the world is more immature now, is why it's harder for the 30-year-old. And, you know, we always were taught that women were more mature than men. You know what I'm saying? They mature faster than us. So when that woman turns 30, 35, she's ready to settle down. But that average man, he ain't 100% ready to settle down. So, like, you know, Grizzle, you did the statistics on that. What age is supposed to be the American way? What age should you find a mate, try to settle down, have your first child, and all that? They have that on a statistical level, and we're missing the mark. Us as Black people, we miss the mark so many ways.
I think we're in their 20s. I think 5 is to start. You know, they used to start earlier, about 18. It was encouraged earlier to get married around 18. In some societies, you get married around 18, so your children can grow with you. And then when they got a chance to grow with your children, be with your children, and you can look school around 25, 30 years. And then you getting your master's. So by the time you hit 40, you done finish school, your children of age, and you own a house, Because you really, that's why all the things you have when you're around 40, you own everything. You own a house, you paid your house off. You ain't 60, 70 years old trying to pay a house off. But it's not like that now. You know, a lot of people, you know, the way the world is, you know, people are not doing that. You know, some people starting late. A lot of people are by themselves. You know, a lot of men, you know, I think 53% of us are single and childless. You know, so, and, you know, even though there's more of us than women, you know, a lot of us are just by ourselves as men.
The thing, do women even know how to be dated anymore?
No, they don't.
Do they know the art of flirting anymore? Do they know how to gauge a good man? So those are the things. They've become so jaded by some of the experiences in life that they've had that they're not willing to take a chance or to see what this person is about. And if you're not coming with a lot of these materialistic things, then you're put into a second category. You're put into a just in case category.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they say that they want a good man, they want a nice man, they want this and they want that, nice, good, whatever. But they can't find what nice and good is. That definition has been diluted.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So they don't know what they want anymore. And they don't know how to identify what they want.
Well, a lot of the women, man, they go after the men that's making top dollar. Even the average women, even the average females go after the men because of what they see on television. So they not looking for the, you know, the working class man. They put down the working class man. And if you fit in that category and you getting women, more than likely you probably in that category of those men that they saw them seeking after. So the average man, it's hard for men to really find them a companion, somebody that's solid. But the ones that's at that mark to where they making good money, they're at the top 10 to 20%, top 3%. They can get their choice of women. So, but the average 40%, those that are at the bottom, just average working class men, women, they are looking for what they see on TV on Love and Hip Hop.
I mean, but why is that? Why is
that's what's promoted, and you seeing the breakup of families. People don't want to get married. Women, they want men that's making that money, but a lot of times they don't even have the education themselves to attract those type of men. So they don't want men that's every day. They want somebody that's above their means. And you see a lot of women chasing men that's out of their league. And then they'll dump somebody that's good for them, that's for them, for somebody that they want and really can't have because everybody else wants. So they not chasing it. So when they get older, 30, 35 years old, you geriatric pregnancy, you can't really have children. And me and Blakk had this debate we see dating and family different. You know, he looking at it for companionship. I'm looking at it to build a family. But if a woman can't really have children, you know, to just to have it for companionship, I don't know what, you know, because you there to build a family with a woman. But if you there just for some companionship, I don't think that's just all the purpose. It's just having companionship with somebody. So, I mean,
how you feel about that, Austin? He's saying if he in a relationship, he wants to be able to get a family out of it if he can't get a family and build with that family, that means a child, that family unit, and build, he don't really see the purpose of being in a relationship. Whereas I was explaining to him how I felt about that it's not about, the child and all that. It's more about me connecting with the opposite sex, enjoying the company, and and building, growing, loving, and just living life. And but he's saying that if he can't get a family out of the deal, is really not really 100% worth it to him. He's mixed on it.
Well, I mean that's where he is in his life. That's just where he is in his life, as far as that goes. I mean, he doesn't. He doesn't have kids. Never been married. Correct?
No, I haven't. Never.
So that's where he is, and that's
you put into a just in case category.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just saying. So that's what it is, and that's what he wants. So that's what he tries to identify in a woman, or going into a relationship where, you're married. I've been married. So I'm not necessarily looking to have a family or to raise a family. Now, if I'm with someone, if I met someone that is still looking to have kids or a kid, then I would take that under consideration. But that's not my first priority in looking at getting into a relationship.
So what do you look for in a relationship if it's not about having a child, raising a family, and building with that woman? What are the benefits of being in a relationship without a child and building? The picket fence, the dog? What else can you get out of a relationship if it's not for bearing children and raising a family and building with that companion?
Well, so with that, if you're not looking at getting into a relationship or marriage to create a family with a child, then you and that person are your own family. You know what I'm saying? So a family doesn't necessarily have to include a child. That you two procreate and have a child. You all create your own bond and your own family as two. So you're finding your companionship. You can still build whatever financially you want to build as a couple or as a family. And you're looking for your lifelong partner. The person that you're gonna end up growing old with, the person that you can continue to
What's
build.
the benefits of that? The method you chose, the route you're talking.
The benefits is your companion. So companionship. You're a second income if that's what you're doing, and you all have a mindset that you're going to build whatever your wealth portfolio is. And it's someone that you continue to grow with as you continue to grow into your older age. So,
how do you feel about entering a ready-made relationship? Because a lot of the guys that I spoke with about dating after 30, the complaint they had was the total amount of children that a lot of the women have today. And they were saying that was kind of, a deal breaker. They'll find somebody they like, and then come to find out they got 5, 6 kids, and that was kind of like a deal breaker to them. So how would you feel about walking into a ready-made family, or have, as what they used to call it back in the day, or have you ever been involved in a ready-made family, and how do you What would you
Well,
suggest to the
the
one who's saying, hey, she got 3 or 4 kids, 5 or 6 kids? How would you deal with that?
well, I mean, it's built on preference. My preference growing up, or getting into, I'm saying growing up because you're still growing up in life as you continue to go into your mature stages. So I've always looked at women that had one or less kids. And
1 or less?
yes,
Not 2 or less?
one or less. Yeah.
That's a hard standard for today.
It is. It is.
Mhm.
And it's all up to you and what you're willing to accept. I possibly could accept one with 2 kids, depending on the ages, but I never took under consideration a serious relationship with a person that had more than one child.
Okay, you serious? You know, it's an open discussion, and that's deep. That's
Yeah.
deep.
So because
That's deep.
I mean, I have 3 boys. I have 3. They're all grown, right?
Yeah.
So for me to take on another set of kids, that I haven't created, then that's tough because I have a certain lifestyle that I like. I like sports cars. I like small cars. So I can't fit a family of 6 in that car. Now, I mean, I've been considering getting an SUV, but still and yet it's going to be a sports SUV. It's not going to be a family SUV. So, and then when I like going out to nice restaurants. And I mean, I'm not going to bring the kids a pizza while we going out for lobster.
I mean, they have a kiddie menu. They have nuggets and macaroni and cheese on there.
Not the restaurants I go to. So
they don't have a kiddie menu. You can't take the kids there at all.
Yeah, you can take the kids there, but you're not getting no nuggets. You might get some French fries. You might get a burger or something of that nature. But and then you look at the expense for taking that number of people out in your family. So, right now I can go out with my girl and we can share a small pizza. More than enough for both of us. But
a small pizza, bro.
Yeah, 3 slices each. We don't eat that much.
Oh, you about an 8-inch? So that sounds like about 8.
We get the small
about
one,
8-inch.
and we share that because we don't eat that much.
Yeah.
But if I have to take out a family of, we'll say 4. So then, we have to get a larger size, make sure everybody gets full. So we're spending more money. Electricity in the house, we're spending more money.
Yeah.
We have to make sure we have to have a larger house. I can't go buy a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom condo.
That's right.
So I can't go buy a 3-bedroom home.
Yeah. And let me say this. My experience showed me that I really don't, having a woman with children, because I want to say it where it's not offensive. Having a woman with children, it feels like I'm the only one
compromising.
Yeah, I'm not really getting nothing out of it. I'm not getting it. I mean, because a woman, she's consumed with her children. her attention is on her children. And a lot of men, they kind of shy. I know when I was coming up, my mother would say, "Is me and my son is a package," and they would say, "I'm not trying to." Even though I was one child, I don't want to raise somebody else's child. I don't want to do that. You wanna live life. Life has to have its purpose. Okay, you don't want to be by yourself. It ain't no guarantee that person gonna be with you all your life. But your children gonna be your children regardless. That's like an insurance guarantee. That's a guarantee, straight up fact that these children are gonna be your children, no matter what. If you and this woman separate, but if you're in a relationship, she got children, you don't have none. You 10, 15 years up the road, she may get tired and say, "Hey, I'm not in love with you no more. I'm finna break up. I found John. He was at the job. You working too much." Yeah, because I got to take care of you and children that's not mine. So I don't have the luxury of just staying home chilling. But you with John now. Now here it is. I got 10, 15 years that I got with a woman and her children. 9 times out of 10, the children gonna go with her. And I've spent my life trying to raise children that's not mine. And she may, not saying that it'll happen, she may leave. I'm bringing children to my mother that's not her grandchildren. Around my cousins and my family that's not their family. Everything kind of got its balance. One or two. I didn't see women that got grown children. That's different. But because she's getting more benefit out of it than I am. And that's just how I see it. She's getting more benefit out of it than I am.
How you feel about that, Austin?
She's not, one child is cool. Like with us, the one child is cool. But to deal with a woman, she got children, she got 3, 4 children, that's a bit much. And it's a ticket dealing with them children.
Well,
it's a ticket.
And the way I feel about it is, if you do accept the responsibility of being a stepfather to someone that has multiple kids, then that's what you are.
Yeah.
You take those kids on, and they're
never your children, and they're never your children.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you paint it, you raising them, but they're not they like your children. But you can be a father figure to children and don't have to be with the mother. You can grow up children and raise children.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what
1 to 2.
What my people told me growing up. Being that my situation, house to house, biological parents deceased, we were taught that a father is more than someone that's responsible for bringing you into the world, especially when it's an absent father. So a lot of people would beg to differ on your view of that, because there are men that steps in women's lives and take on that child. The father is nowhere in their lives, and they raise that child. That child actually see him as her father, love him as her biological father, because that's the only father she's ever known. And when he gets old or gets in a car accident or some type of accident, have a stroke or whatever, and he's down and out, that stepchild comes to the aid and nourish him better than any of the biological kids he may have birthed before her. Or him.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But that's what I was about to say earlier, that you do become, even though you have step in front of your title, you do become those kids' extra father.
But you don't have to marry the woman. You don't have to marry her.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, if you're
she's benefiting from that.
What I'm saying is, if you're in a relationship with a person and you plan on marrying them, then yes, they are a package deal,
right?
And that's your entire package,
right?
So you should treat them as such. There should be no separation. Where you were saying, you know, I'm taking them to the to a grandmother that's not really their grandmother.
That's not how that should be viewed,
right? But it's not. But they're not biologically my children. So that's not biologically their grandmother. It's not. They
would never biologically be their grandmother. I mean, it'll never be biological.
Right. And it's a lot of men that don't want women that have a lot of children.
But it's a lot of women. It's a lot of women that don't want a lot of men that have a lot of children.
But men don't have no problem with that. That's cool. One or two.
Some men have problems with that.
Some men do. But one or two is cool. So I'm adding the balance. 1 or 2 is cool.
Yeah, but the fact that you said taking a child to your mother, that was a deep statement.
It's not.
Taking a child to your mother that's not biologically hers, her grandchild.
It's not.
But there are men who steps up and accept that child, and that grandmother accepts that child as her grandbaby because the father, the man, accepts that daughter.
Okay, but it's a lot of men.
I sent the link in your inbox.
It's a lot of.
You got Jabari with.
Well, that sounds like a side conversation. So
okay, but what I'm saying is that I'm not saying that I wouldn't accept no woman with no children, but I'm telling you the reality of a lot of men that they kind of shy away from women that have a lot of children.
I mean, we understand that. That's typically about when they shy away from them. But like you say, what if it's that one child?
Yeah, that's not a problem. That's not a problem.
But you didn't say that. Your statement was taking a child to your mother that's not biologically her grandchild, and the woman benefiting from that.
She is.
And I'm speaking.
Yes.
But how
benefiting from what? Because I know women who date men. Listen. You talking to somebody who'd have been there and done that. You ain't been there and done that.
Yeah, but you got children of your own.
That ain't got nothing to do with who I date. That has children that's not mine. And I have dated every woman that I ever been in a long-term relationship had a child that wasn't mine. But every woman that I seriously dated had a child that wasn't mine. And guess what? When I stepped up and I applied for different things for this child, I say my daughter, because we was in a 5-year plus relationship, and the daughter, our son, and I got a bond.
But you got children.
That ain't got nothing to do. We ain't talking about whether I got children or not, even if I didn't have children. And you know why it wouldn't matter if I had children or not? It's because my stepfather, my fathers with an S, who helped raise me, treated me just like I was their biological son. And when we went anywhere and they asked him, well, how many kids do you have? I have 3. I have 2. And guess what? I was included in that 3 or 2. So you talking to somebody who came from that background with real men who took on that package. It wasn't I got a stepson. Step was never put in front of son when it came to me. Never. And I had 2 father figures in my life that helped bring me up to be the man that I am today.
In your life,
and it's my life. And so from my life and my experience, I disagree 100% with what you're saying. And when he took me to Big Mama, that was my Big Mama. Mm-hmm. That was my sister's Big Mama, who wasn't her biological son. And when Big Mama passed, guess what? preceded by my name was on the program. My sister's name was on the program. But we wasn't biologically hers. But hey, he came in our lives when we were 2, 3, 4 years old and raised us to be grown men. So, and if it just like today, anything happened to him, I'm catching a flight. Guess what? Because that's the only father I know. And so when they say a father is more than the person responsible for you being here on this earth, that's just a person who biologically that got you here. A father is the one that took care of you, nursed you, and brought you up, sacrificed, did without, made sure you had, put food in your mouth, did without to make sure you did with. That's who a father is. It's not just because you birth somebody. You know how many deadbeat birth fathers out there in this world, bro? A whole lot of them. And they need positive men to step in these women's life. And when I used to look down on women, very bad. I ain't talking about you. I just pointed. Okay. I look down. I know you're very defensive, so I'm not talking to you. But I used to look down on women that had children out of wedlock. You know what I'm saying? I looked down on them. And my mom heard me. I was on the phone. I was like 18 years old, 17 years old, 18. Man, she got a kid, man. She ain't this, she ain't that, man. She ain't this, she ain't that. And she heard me and she stood by the door listening to me on the telephone. When I hung up, I don't even think I hung up. She busted in the room and she told me to hang up the phone. She said, don't you never let me hear you disrespecting another woman like that again. And I'm looking like hard thump because my mom threw them hands. And she wasn't no small lady. She dropped them bees. You understand me? So she said, what makes her less of a woman? And because a man like, listen, baby, I'm talking. Because a man like you came in there, told her you was going to be with her forever, sold her that dream that y'all was going to run off. You laid down with this woman, you had sex with this woman, she got pregnant, then y'all got into it and you decided to leave her and jump to the next woman, and now she's stuck with a child. And then another cat like you come right behind you and tell her the same thing, sell her another dream. She vulnerable, she give in to that. Now she got 2 kids. That guy run off and leave her. So that makes her less of a woman because y'all men running around here lying and filling them up with lies and dreams. And when she broke that down to me at 17 and 18 years old, I never saw a woman like that again. And then when I went to college right after that, I went to Jackson State, joined the 5% Nation of Islam. And I just started seeing things totally different because they praise women. That is the ultimate, woman is praised to the heights. And so when I saw all of that, and then I got back into the world, I came back to Louisiana, I seen things totally different than I did at 17 when I thought a woman with a child was the lowest. I'm just saying, that's how I felt. The lowest being on earth is how I felt. I never wanted a woman who had a child. And I was preaching that from 13 probably until 17 when mom got in my butt. And then I went to college and I got more knowledge. So, but they had always preached because I came from a step environment that never been called a step. I just see that different. So family. When I stepped out there and started meeting women who had children, at least, especially 1 and 2.
Your blood family, bro. They was your blood family, bro.
So what?
They were your blood family. That raised you. They were your blood family, bro.
But they wasn't my biological father.
But they were your blood family.
I understand that. But whether they were, no, I take that back. The stepdad was not my biological.
Okay, but he was a
They married my family. They married my family. Both people wasn't my family.
Right. But that was your blood.
No, they wasn't.
The woman who raised you, was that your blood?
And who raising the daughter who you walk into their life? Her blood.
That was her blood.
Right.
So
and you're playing the stepfather like my father figures played the stepfather to me. Right. The stepfathers wasn't any kin to me at all. They just helped raise me. They stepped into my sister's lives and they raised me.
Right.
Huh?
They helped raise you. They helped raise
you break that down, Jay? Because he's missing it. But I'm telling him,
I'm not missing
no, listen. Those that my
You're
sister
not gonna
raised me
demonize
right.
me
Listen,
because
listen.
that's
My
my
sister,
choice.
my
Because I
sister is
wanna
my
have my responsibility.
biological sister.
Yeah.
We have the
Right.
same mothers. Her husband ain't got shit to do with me.
Right.
Nothing to do with my family. He met her. He liked her. He married her and took me on as a package deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So just like you stepping
that's
into
biology. That's your biological sister.
he don't get it. Break it down, James. I'm not finna go in with him. I can't do it. He didn't twisted me enough to know I can't do it. Break that down to him, Austin. Break that down. Because you came from a similar situation, Austin. Break that down to him, please.
I mean, I think he's understanding.
No, I understand.
He not understanding.
No. Wait. I think he's understanding that. So if we substitute sister for biological mother, and then being with a non-biological father,
steal your blood.
This is what he's saying. Listen though. Listen. He's saying, but James, okay, Brizzle, let us talk for a second. You said your piece. Let us try to make you see what we try to make you see. Because you're not. There's no way you're gonna learn if you always talking and not listening. I learned to listen. I listen. I talk less and listen more, and that's how I'm as intelligent as I am. So let's substitute. Let's substitute that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let James break it down. The guy told me when I was growing up, I used to hang around old men, and I used to listen to everything they were saying. A lot of stuff they said was BS, but hell, it still, you still could apply it today. He said, a wise old bird sat on an oak. The more he seen, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't most of us be like that wise old bird? So that means the more you listen, the more you learn. So I just sit back and I start listening. It ain't about over talking. It's about me trying to listen to what you're saying, because you may say something that strikes something that may change my whole life. And you have done that for me. So just listen to what we're trying to break it down to you. Okay. If you walk into a female's life, a woman's life, that child, of course, is that woman's child. My sister, of course, is my family. That child who that woman's life you walking in, that's her biological child. So that's her family. So we're just gonna say they're the Smiths. We'll call my family the Williams. We'll call the lady you meet the Smiths. Okay. Now, let's just say Mr. Johnson meets Sheila Smith, which is my family. He is no kin to us at all. He's meeting Sheila. Sheila has me as her biological brother, who she's raising from 1 year old. So that's just like, that's a substitute. That sister, because it was 1 year old or less, is a mother to me. Okay. Mr. Johnson walks into her life and accepts me as his own. He ain't no kin to us. He's just an average Joe on the street, seen Sheila at a grocery store. They exchanged numbers. They got to know each other. They started hanging. He married her. He takes me on as his child. He treats me like his biological child. The woman you meet, her daughter is her biological family.
You trying to sell me on the step?
You still is a stranger, just like Mr. Johnson was a stranger to me. But he accepted me. Now, James, take it from there, because he's losing it right at that point. He don't understand that the substitute of a sister is the same as a mother to a child that he's meeting. So it's still family on the Smith side. It's family all day on the Smith side. But that person who's entering the Smith's lives don't have nothing to do with them. It had to been him being a real man who stepped in there and decided, I'm going to take on him and his sister as my children. And he did that. And we had more on the block than any kid ever had on the block. Anything we wanted, we had. and he sacrificed, worked double hours, whatever he did to make sure we had what we had. And when we went to Big Mom, his mother's house, she was our Big Mama too. But he was a perfect stranger, walked into Mrs. Smith's life and took on her responsibility, decided to help her with her responsibility. And guess what? 40, 45 something years later, they're still together. And all of us graduated college, got jobs, went on, and we're doing our thing. And when he gets sick, we catch flights to go see him. He's sick now. So I never know when I'm gonna have to go back to Louisiana. But that's just that love that he gave us from being a lad. When Big Mama passed last year, that's that love. That as she was our grandma. When she babysitted us, she cooked for us. We went in the garden, we picked tomatoes, cucumbers. So it was just like you couldn't tell. And until we tell somebody that that's really not my grandma, or that's really not my biological father, they're appalled. They're like, I never knew. I never knew. Because he treated y'all the same way. He'll jump up. He came to the school. He jacked up on people at the fair who was being rude, white people. I mean, it's like you could not tell. And if you didn't know me, you wouldn't know. Because that's just how a real man stepped in and did his duty. And if he gets sick and he said, hey, I need you to come down, I'm in Louisiana, bro. I'm at that residence. I'm at that hospital. I'm right there. If my brother called me and say, hey, man, I'm not going to be able to be there for dad. He needs somebody. I'm going home for daddy. Because that's the only father I know.
So, back to why is it dating is so difficult at 30?
Because people like him. Because at 30,
it ain't no.
8 times out of 10, at 30, a woman gonna have one or more kids.
A person have a right to choose what they want.
Right, you have a right. What I'm saying is, you have your right.
You just spoke for 30 minutes, bro. Let me.
Go ahead. Then I'm still gonna address you another 30 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, but
I'm ready for you.
You all that campaigning. I understand that, bro. I understand. My cousin is a product of a stepfather. So I understand that. I'm telling you that I still want my own child.
We're not saying nothing wrong with you wanting your own child.
You can't demonize me and jump on me telling me my mind messed up because I say I want my own child.
We didn't say that. We saying respect the man who takes on the child.
I'm not disrespecting nobody. I'm not disrespecting nobody because that campaigning that you just did, you thinking that I'm saying just disregard a woman because she got a child. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I want my own children.
Right. But I
just don't want to just be a stepfather all my life. I want the benefit of having my own child. That's what I want. But I have a right to have that.
That wasn't. From my understanding, that wasn't the issue.
I have a right to have that. I'm not going to throw no woman away because she got a child. It's women that got children. In my age group, the children adults. I'm not going to no woman because she got children. But that my desire is to have
breakdowns.
Wait. So Bruce,
because
you got to break it down.
I understand. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So what? All right. So you want a child? Right?
Yeah, I want my own child. I want to experience having my own children.
Okay. So what age group are you looking in for a wife? Because when you get up to a certain age, then
them women don't want children.
Want kids.
Right.
And so the people that's in our age group, either they don't want kids or can't have kids at this point.
I got you.
So what age group are you looking at?
Maybe I should just let that alone. That's maybe. I
mean,
what should I do?
Especially if you feel like you can't be. You shouldn't date a woman with a child if you feel like she not the child is not yours. That's the wrong attitude to walk into a relationship.
That's not the wrong attitude. The child is not mine. I took on the responsibility of taking care of the child. That's what it is.
So
even if the child, let me get that established. James, is the child my child?
The child is not. No. Wait. The child is not biologically.
Over talking like he did me earlier. Get it?
The child is not biologically yours. However, you have taken on the responsibility of raising this child as your own.
Right.
But so because you love that child's mother, and walking into a relationship with the mindset of I want my own, this not mine. You don't need to date a woman with children because you want your own. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you having your preference. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but
I'm not saying
if I meet a woman, just like right now, I got a daughter in there.
You got a son too.
That I treat as if she's as if my sperm created her.
And you got a biological
and I met her at the age of 1.5, maybe.
Right.
Maybe
but you
2.
Got a biological son too.
And yeah, but before then I didn't have that. The biological son came 5 years later. So hey, hold up. Get your mind right. Even if the biological son didn't come, she was here 5 years before the biological son came.
Yeah, but you see your son is here.
God put the child in.
Right.
But I didn't walk into that relationship saying I'm finna get me a child. Because really I wasn't looking to have no more kids.
Right.
So let's establish that first. I took on her as a daughter because I didn't expect on having any more kids, period. Right. Ain't that what y'all say now? Period.
Right.
And so when the son came 5 years later. Right. So that love was already established. That relationship, that daughter-father relationship was already established for 5 long years. So whether the child came or not, I still loved the package that I accepted, the package that I chose to be in. So what I'm saying is the fact that you don't have any, I understand your sight because you want your own children.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see what we see.
Right.
But even if I didn't have any, if I didn't have any children at all, or my children don't even deal with me at all. So it's just like you don't have any. So,
but you still have them.
If I meet a female that has a child, because I was raised by 2 men that took me on as their children, and raised me from 1 year old to 18 and still now. The fact that I came up in a different environment, my lens are different. I understand what a real man does. I understand what a man who loves a woman who accepts her package. And I got no problem stepping in there, doing what I have to do, doing what I was taught to do, because I had that treatment to me. So I'm an exception to the rule on this one, because I got raised by 2 men that wasn't my biological father.
So my thing is, all right, so I have 3 boys, right?
Right.
If I met a woman with a daughter, then that relationship would be more appealing to me because I've always wanted a daughter. I would treat that child. We dress alike. We'll make TikToks. They'd be like, God dang, is that your biological? Because if I accept a woman, or even if she had a boy or whatever, it doesn't matter. But if I accept a woman into my life with a child, then I'm going to treat that woman's child just like their father should treat them.
Right.
But again, back to you, you're in that stage where you don't have kids, and the women that are around your age range may not want kids, or they already have one or more kids,
right.
then how are you going to deal with that in this 30 plus dating range that can't find love?
Maybe I'm just not gonna have children. Some men just don't have children. My uncle
We say we understand that. We're saying, how are you going to approach the dating world 30 plus?
I ain't going to approach no dating world at no.
Oh, okay. You just going to chill.
I'm not going to approach no dating world because I'm not going to be a dater. It's about having family. It's about having a family.
But you have to date.
I'm not talking about dating.
You have to date to create a family, bro.
You have to date before you get into
the days of God. The days of God putting a seed in Mary. We're not seeing too many of that these days.
And he didn't do it then.
My point exactly. Right. We're not seeing that. So in order to make that happen, you got to date. In order for a person to conceive a child is through sexual relations or artificial insemination.
Mm-hmm.
So all we're saying, okay, so when you are it's
easy for y'all to say that because y'all got children.
No, see, DJ, he caught up on us having children. That ain't got nothing to do with whether we had children or not. If we meet a woman with a child and we love that woman, we're gonna accept the child. Loaded, go ahead and speak.
You don't know that.
Jay, you saying you want kids, but at the same time, how you know you can handle a kid? Like, you have to date, if you want to date a woman that has 1 or 2 kids and see how you feel about that. And also, you also have to watch women. Like, you have women that'll get their hair done before they get their daughter hair done. You don't want to date women like that. You want to date a woman that's taking care of her daughter and see how you feel about that. You may change your mind and say, I just want to raise this kid, instead of, because me and my husband had to literally take shifts with our son. One sleep, the other sleep. You may not be ready for that because it's a job.
And I may do. And I understand that because it's my child. I don't got no problem with staying. I'm not a lazy man. I can get up and take care of my child. I understand that.
Okay, we're not saying let's say it's not your child. We have to stay up and take shifts on the daughter when she's going through her crisis, when she's depressed, when she's going through her periods, when she's getting bullied at school.
I understand that.
Each one of us have to take turns to find out the solution to lift her up.
Right.
Whether she's mine or not, biologically, she's mine. And when she hurts, I hurt. Why she's mine? Because once you accept that woman, you accept that package. And it also helps because the father is not involved in their lives either. That's a plus to being a 100% father to a child that's not yours when the father is not actively involved in their life. So I've just been privileged. I've been more privileged than many.
Right.
And I've been told that I count my blessings daily.
You're talking from your own experience. You're not talking about the general consensus. Because
that's what I just said. That's what I just said. Hey, listen. Time out. Didn't I just say I'm speaking from that I'm different? I'm more privileged than others.
I'm confirming what you're saying, and I'm trying to get. You don't know what it's like not to have. You don't know what that's like. You didn't had a child basically all your life. You don't know what that's like to not have children.
And it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't matter to you.
The reason it wouldn't matter to me.
The world don't see. You can't look at the world through your lens. I'm telling you, hey, yeah, I want a child. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. I say there's nothing wrong with you wanting a child.
And then it's wait a second. I'm not telling you that you disagree with me with that. And then it's like, do you think you can handle a child? This, that, and the third. A lot of people have children and not prepared when they have children. They got to stay up, do this, do that, in the third. So what? That's what you do when you have a child. But people that tell me that they already have children, they're not going through life without children.
Okay. Well, okay.
I'm gonna break this. Let me explain my situation right here. I heard what you said. The deal was this here.
Wait.
Me with children, is,
Blakk.
listen, my train of thought with children is like whether I had them or not, it's not going to change how I feel about a person I meet with a child.
All right, so look, so Brizzle, we've stated that the women in your pool may not be able to have kids or may no longer want kids from their womb, right?
Right.
So
I understand that.
How would you feel about
and I probably
adoption?
don't even. I'm telling you that I want my own biological children. If it happened or not, that's my desire. If I don't,
So will you date a woman with a child?
If I don't have them, it is what it is.
Will you date a woman with a child?
How can that be?
It is what it is.
How can that be? Because your desire is to have a kid.
Yeah, that desire is to have a child. If she can't have one, I'm still gonna have that desire. Not going nowhere. She just can't have no child.
So, are you going to seek out women that are still childbearing age?
Of course.
And what if you meet one? What if you meet one that's childbearing age and she already have one child?
And I'm telling you, I'm trying to let you understand. I don't got no problem with no woman having a child.
But what if you take her around your mother and that's not her biological grandchild?
I'm telling you, I want to have the option of saying, "Hey, I want to have me a child."
We understand that, but how would you feel about? How would you feel about that child whose mother you're dating taking her around your mom?
I met women. Let me finish what I'm saying. I met women that's in their 20s, 25, 30, within that range. They have a bunch of issues. They can't have children. Some had things happen to them, some just medical stuff. That's the issue I've been running into. Maybe it ain't for me to have children. I don't know. But that's my desire. That's not, you can't take that from me.
No. We say there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. The question I have to you, if you fail in the answer, the question you're not answering.
It ain't about no failing the answer. That's what I'm looking for.
Nigga, you failing the answer. I asked you, okay, if you not failing the answer, then answer the question then.
You need to stop cutting me off. You need to stop cutting me off.
Did he just say that? Bro, who got cut off at the beginning? Huh? Did he just say that?
Bro, you gotta stop cutting me off, bro.
Dude. So that's what we doing now? He able to cut me out through the whole thing when we first get on here, but I can't say nothing. No, that's what we doing now. The bottom line is the question that I'm asking you that you're failing to answer. If you get with a woman that has a 3-year-old child and you taking her around your mother, like you said, you taking a child around your mother that's not the biological mother, not the biological child, her grandchild. You'll do that. How would you feel about dating a woman?
Bro, I'm telling you, the fact is that baby is not my mother's grandchild. If I'm raising a child or not, if I'm with this woman or not, that baby is not my mother's biological. She could take her own as a grandchild. My mother was raised by people that wasn't biologically her parents. My aunts were. I'm just finding that out at 50. That they grew up and was raised by.
It's just hard to believe that you have that in your immediate family and your mind messed up the way it is.
My mind ain't messed up.
I don't think I would want to date you if I had a kid and you saying that's not your I wouldn't want to. That's not no.
That's fine. That's fine.
That would hurt my baby feelings, because if we're together and your mom is my baby's grandmother and you saying this, that's not right.
But she's biologically not. She's not.
Whether it's biological,
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to. Wait a second. I'm not going to say that to the child that you ain't my mother's I'm not going to say that. The fact is, my mother know this not her biological grandchild. I know this is not my biological grandchild. I'm not going to tell that baby. I'm going to take care of the baby, look after the baby. But the fact is, that baby is not my biological child and not my mother's biological grandmother.
And you know what?
That child go off and have children. that child, whoever that she married, that lineage is to who the woman I married with her child. That's her lineage, and that man's lineage going on in the future.
Shouldn't matter.
It does matter.
No.
It does matter. It does.
It was men.
I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now.
You got James.
I can tell you right now. If you got with somebody that had a kid and then you were able to conceive, you would show a difference in how you treated your child versus
it's men like him is where they came up with that term. Beat them like a stepchild, treat them like a stepchild. It's him.
It ain't no treat.
They came from him.
I'm telling you, biologically, the child is not mine. I'm not saying that I'm not going to raise the child. I'm not saying I'm not going to love the child. Love the child like my own. But the fact is, the child is not biologically mine.
Then if it's not biologically yours, and you never had any, how do you know if you raised them like they're your own? Because you ain't never had none.
But you don't know that.
You don't know that. You don't know that
either. Because that's something that I want for myself. That's what I want for myself. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, what if you can't get that for yourself? But that woman you meet that you love has a young boy or a young girl.
I didn't say that I wouldn't take care of that child. But the fact is, the child is not mine. That's a fact.
So, Jay, like you were saying, Austin, the fact that the child's not his.
I'm not disregarding the child. I'm gonna take care of the child, put clothes on his back, go clean up the boot. He hurt himself. I'm going to the hospital, staying the night. I'm doing everything a father.
But in the back of your mind, this ain't my child.
But the fact of the matter is,
it's not my child.
That's biologically not my child.
That's what's up.
I'm saying you cannot take on that mentality.
You can't.
So when
but
somebody walks
no
up
mentality.
when someone walks up to you, when somebody walks up to you and say, "Hey, you have two nice kids," and then you're gonna say, "Well, that one's mine and that one's hers."
No, I'm not gonna say that. I told you I'm gonna take care of them as my own, but biologically, I know that's not my child. Those are not my children.
I mean, we already know that.
Yeah,
but we're
talking the point I was making.
We're talking about
making all night
difference.
I'm not gonna treat the child no different. I'm not treating the child. I'm not treating the child no differently.
But
because
your words and what you're saying and
he's my stepchild.
What you're projecting,
I don't have no attitude.
Separation.
That's not showing no separation. I'm telling you, biologically, that child is not mine.
Narcissist.
Biologic. Okay, is the child mine? If it's hers, she came with the child. Is the child mine, James? Is the child mine? No.
If you marry her, then that child is yours. Biologically, no.
The child
and biologically,
that's the point. That's
biologically,
that's
no.
The point I'm
on
saying.
Paper, yes.
That's biologically. I'm telling you that the child is not mine. That child go off and have children. That child go off and have a legacy in the child. That's that woman and whoever her father is. That's his legacy.
So
if the
person,
those her children, that's that baby's children.
All right. So if the kid goes off has kids, and they come into your house and they saying, "Hey, granddad," because you the only granddad, you're gonna be like,
"I'm not your granddaddy. Your granddad live in 560 feet."
We ain't gonna be with the mockery, bro.
I
ain't gonna be with no mockery. No, I'm talking about we ain't trying to play circus, bro.
Is that what you're gonna be saying?
It's the fact. No, it's the fact is that baby's children is not biologically my children. They're not.
But
they're not. I took on the responsibility, and I'm not saying it's anything. I'm telling you, I want some for myself. I wanted some for myself. I haven't met nobody of that. The ones they can't have children. So if I don't have none, it is what it is. Well, but I'm telling you, that don't take the desire away. Well, I'm telling you, the child, regardless of how you feel, the child biologically is not my child.
You're right.
He like
Right.
Michael Jackson. The kid is not his
So
son.
here it is.
And I took on the child, raised the child. He called me dad. I call him son. That child have children, grandchildren. Those are not my biological children.
Okay, we've
biological grandchildren.
Yeah, it ain't no thing.
It's about.
But love overcomes all that you saying. Once you love a person and that father's not in that life, and you
I'm
love
not saying
them.
that I'm not trying to. I wouldn't take care of the child. I take because I know what it's like. Because I was. The only child.
How do I take on that responsibility and treat that child like a child? But yet every day I wake up, I know she's not mine. I look at it as she ain't mine.
I'm not gonna treat the child as she not mine. But the child is biologically not my child.
Well, here, they got
the child ain't gonna need the child probably don't even gonna look like her mama and that daddy. And no, I don't want to do adoption. Now, if it was one of my family members, because you asked about adoption earlier.
Yep.
Now, if it was one of my family members, my nieces, nephews, something different. But I don't desire to do no adoption.
So, there's been this wave of things. It's this girl that I know. She has this dude in Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to marry him and bring him over. Would that be something that you would consider finding someone?
No, that's a hustle. No,
it
that's
may not
hustle.
be.
That's green. That's green. We know what it is. I work at the airport. I know what that is. That's green card. That's green. That's green card. That's green card. That's green card hustling, man. That's hustling for the green card. I know what it is. There's a lot of Africans out there marrying the women or hooking up with the women to get in the States to get a green card. I know what that is.
What is it called?
That green card hustle. They want to get green cards. They want to be citizens. They want to have babies with these women so they can birth themselves into the United States.
That may be
a lot of the women there, they got African husbands from Nigeria. I'm not saying that's all the case, but you got a lot of them out there that's green card hustle. So, like I said, regardless of what people feel, that's my right and my prerogative to have my own. They ain't make me no less of a man if I said biologically, I'm not gonna tell that child that it's not my child. I'm gonna raise that child, put the table, go hard for the child. leave him on the what's funny, bro? I'm trying to express myself. Put him on the insurance, anything happened to me, the child will be the beneficiary. But that's the reality. The child is not mine.
But it's the same one. He'll do all that, but he'll go but he make the statement that he can't take the child to his mother.
I say that. I'm telling you that I've taken my child to the mother. The child biologically is not my mother's grandchild. Biologically.
All right.
Biologically, the child is not. That's the point.
I think we beat this horse to death.
Yeah, that's a dead horse with him.
No,
that's a dead horse.
That don't make me know.
And then he gonna say the fact that we have children is why we see it different. Instead of just looking at when we understand that when we're dating and you meet somebody that has a ready-made family, that once you get with that person, especially marry that person, that ready-made family becomes yours as well. But he's never took that step, so it wasn't for him to understand that because he never been in that situation, and I understand that. I respect.
Okay, all right. So now back to this dating game.
But yeah.
So back to this dating game. I mean, a lot of women, when you attempt to approach them today, it's more about. I mean, of course, they have to be attracted to you physically, first of all. But it's more about, it appears to be more about what you have and what you can do for them versus who you are and who you can be to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
now, that depends on the city and the surroundings. because in Dallas or the DFW, y'all have a large range variety. You have high profile jobs, you have high profile women, high profile men. But in towns like Monroe and Bastrop, they're not really chasing the dollar per se. They go with popularity.
They chasing that bag.
Who's the top drug dealer?
That's chasing that bag.
Yeah, they go with your reputation. They ain't worrying about no cheddar per se. You have a few of them, but the large majority of them, they go with popularity. And if you look at it, it'll be one guy who got kids by 5 or 6 different women, and everybody just crazy about him.
And why?
So in a bigger city with a larger population and bigger incomes, yeah, you find somebody chasing the dollar. But in them one horse towns, Monroe, West Monroe, Ruston, Louisiana, the 318, they ain't really chasing the dollar like talking about. They going off popularity because a lot of them guys ain't got nothing. And they selling a hell of a lot of dreams. And these women just with them. And some of them go off of who has the best sex and who they heard got sex. They in a totally different realm than the people in Atlanta and in Dallas. I
want to hear what Lotus was about to say. Go ahead, Lotus.
I disagree. I feel like all women anywhere is looking for a man that's gonna make sure they secured. Mm-hmm. So they looking for a man that's on their stuff and got the money. They not doing no popularity and best sex stuff. They want to make sure they secured.
Okay, so
why is that?
Out of the females, time out. Out of the females you know from Monroe, dig deep into your close circle. How many of them are with people that got that bag and can secure them? Is she the one that's doing the securing, or are they just doing what they do? Realistically speaking, we ain't talking about you. We talking about the people you went to school with, or family members, everybody you know who got a man with that bag.
Wait, let her talk.
Everybody,
I was still talking. She butted in while I was still speaking. I was finishing my sentences while she was coming in. So you should say, let him talk, and then when I finish, she come in.
Okay. So the ones that I know is looking for someone that got money. You already know the person that's close to me got a sugar daddy. Why? Because he can pay her bills. So they looking for somebody that's on their stuff.
But who live with them?
I mean, of course they saying they independent, but they also looking for a ring. They want to get married, but they can't find the right one.
So they selling for that little broke joker that's hustling, selling drugs here and there. And they go off and they sleep with a sugar daddy, like you just said.
Yeah, but they may be intimidated and think, just like Jay, he ain't dating the right women. I mean, that's the same thing with her.
I mean, women are hypergamous by nature. They always dating up. They always finding somebody because that's naturally their nature to find somebody that's going to secure them.
I feel you on that, and you right on that.
Ain't nobody gonna date anybody that got less than them.
I know a whole bunch of women that's with broke niggas that's living in these one bedroom houses, paying their $200 welfare rent.
If they
and they content with that, and they having kid after kid after kid.
Bro, if they
tell me you ain't see that in Monroe, bro. You shaking your head. Tell me you didn't see that in Monroe,
bro. If they do the sex good, it's the sex.
That ain't what we talking about. Have you not seen that in Monroe? That's the question I'm asking.
And I'm trying to answer your question. It's the sex. It's why they with them. If that man giving that woman good sex, it
ain't even about the sex, because I mean, you got women now saying they can go to the sex store and get that. So
she can,
but the sex store ain't pulling that hand, spanking that ass either.
Yeah. So she can sleep. They can sleep in the sewer. If that man got good sex, he dropping off at Chase, because I done seen it done plenty of times. I done seen women walking in the heat with a man.
And so, baby, so that proves that she ain't, that particular woman ain't chasing no bag.
But by nature, that's nature.
It might not even be the sex. It might be the
She
companionship.
don't have nothing to offer her. It don't have nothing.
It might not be. It might even be that. It could be just a companionship, just to have somebody next to them. It doesn't even have to be good sex.
What I want to be next to you for and not doing, being looking at you. What I want to do that for? What I want to do to have companionship to look at you. You have a purpose in a family.
It doesn't
have a purpose in your family.
Look, all the people out there ain't got no good sex.
Both of us can't be broke.
All of us, everybody out there ain't giving good sex like that.
But bro, if you find a woman, listen to me. If you finding a woman that's laying up with him or finding a man, that man don't got nothing. He on a bicycle, bro. 10 times out of 9, 9 times out of 9, that man got good sex. It's too.
But I heard an old man told me 2 broke motherfuckers ain't gonna get along because both of them big and somebody gonna get upset. Somebody gonna come up short.
It's either good sex or money. Women by nature are hypergamous. They finding somebody that can take care of them. There's nothing wrong with that. God made them that way. You supposed to. A man is the natural leader. A woman submit to that man that got something going on. Period.
But how many women that you know from Louisiana and a few of them that you met in Dallas on that job that you own, that's with guys that ain't got 2 nickels to rub together?
They getting piped down because they always said how good the sex is. The Negro ain't it, but he got some good sex. That's what they be saying.
I don't know about them, but good piping ain't paying no bills. So,
but
yeah, these days it's the sex society.
Good to extremes. Blakk making moves. He taking care of business. He going up. He not descending.
And not to mention, I'm blessed. God bless me, you know.
But you came from bachelor moving up. So you're gonna be with a man that got something going on. That's the natural course of a woman. You find a woman, broke woman, living with a man, both of them broke, the sex good. And she don't give a damn what he got going on. The sex is good. Period.
So which category you fall in?
I don't fall in nothing. Because I ain't looking for nobody. I ain't looking for nobody right now.
I feel you.
No, I haven't had good relationships because that's not something that I focus on. Not at this point in my life. No.
Okay, but if you're looking to have a kid or have a family, when are you gonna start focusing on
it? When I'm ready to focus on it. I ain't in nobody's hurry to do nothing. It's when I focus on it. It's when I'm gonna do it. No, I'm just saying, I'm being real. Ain't in nobody's hurry. Nobody's hurry. You spoke so passionately and strongly about having your own kid, but yet you have no time frame. So you're not getting any younger. No, nobody's getting any younger. Continuing to shrink. And if it don't happen, it just don't happen. But I'm telling you, hey, I would like to have children. Boom, like my uncle, he wanted to have children with my aunt. My aunt couldn't have no more children. He just raised my 3 cousins. Boom, treated them like shit, but he raised 3. He took care of the business.
And see, you got a person
treated them like crap.
A person's mentality a lot of times come from what they've seen growing up.
Yeah. I'm just telling you.
You know.
So I done seen the step business. I done seen a lot of things in the step families that
right. And so that's what I said. His upbringing, what he seen growing up, molded the way he thinks. And that's with all of us.
That's what
one or two is cool. With a woman, that's cool. I don't got no problem with that. If
you just can't take her around your mom because they not her biological.
No, you being funny, bro. You being funny. Right, I'm just telling you the fact that that's not what that is. So I'm not saying I'm not.
I didn't make this. I can't make this shit up. You said that.
You can't.
I didn't make that up. You said that.
It's her. And who she had them children with, that's their legacy.
Go ahead, Austin. Get him. I just had to get him back. That's all. Go ahead. I'm satisfied now.
So what we've established is the reason that it's so hard to find love and after 30 is because what? Is we're not looking for good.
If they have too many kids, the
they're
stock
looking for
value
good
is down.
sex, or
Yeah, they got too many children and they stock value down, bro. It's fact. It ain't the only one. I'm not the only one that think that way. It's a lot of men that say, I don't want to have children. I don't want to raise somebody else's children, or I don't want to be a stepdad right now. One or two. Now you got some they got a preference of having stepchildren. Some that just don't want them at all. Some just want to have their own children. Some don't want to have children. You got girls right now. I know some right now conversate with, they don't want to have children. They in their 30s. They don't want to have no children. They cool with because of how the world is.
I knew this girl. I dated this
60
chick
years
a long
old.
time
She
ago.
don't got no children.
Yeah, I dated this girl a long time ago. She was 25 at the time. She didn't want kids. We ended up breaking up eventually. And now she got 7.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess with a person's mentality can change at some point.
And this how I feel today. It could change. It could change, but this how I feel today.
Yeah,
everybody
you
have a right.
Everybody
have a right to their opinion. Everybody have a right to feel the way they feel. It's what it is.
Well, that's true.
You know, hey, it's what it is. But that was my desire in life, to have my own children. It didn't happen. It is what it is. Get older, the dating pool shrinks, as you say. It is what it is. If it don't happen, it just don't happen.
Well,
and another reason I think the dating world, besides too many kids and men wanting their own kids and not wanting to be steps, a lot of women are highly influenced by their friends and family members, and so they wouldn't mind dating someone, but if their friends say, "Why are you talking to him?" They're still trying to keep up or taking advice from the single girl, from the single women. That has halted a lot of relationships too. Trying to be like and taking advice from the loose friend, the loose family member that don't want to see them in a relationship because she's not in one.
Right.
That breaks them. That breaks the relationship chain also.
Mm-hmm.
So that plays a part on why people single. A lot of them say that men, they blame the men. They say we play too many games. The man don't know what he wants. But a lot of times the man mentality towards that woman is how they got together.
Yeah.
If she was wearing skimpy clothes in the club when he met her,
yeah, he's been that way.
It's gonna be hard. But then, but like you say, like Austin say, people change, and I've been preaching that because hell, I changed. I never thought I would. But you can meet someone that makes you change. So that way you get They say you can't make a hoe into a housewife.
Right.
Okay. And in some cases, majority of the cases, that statement it holds true. That woman has to want to change. You can't make no woman no hoe, no housewife. You can't. That woman gotta want to come out and seriously come out of that whole stage to be there. So to be a woman or a girlfriend or a faithful girlfriend or a devoted, loyal wife, that's that woman's choice. So that'll forever be a true statement. A man alone cannot make no hoe, no housewife.
Right.
So a lot of that's going on too. They getting these women that's not ready to settle down per se. They like the TikTok you sent. They want the title of wife. They want the term marriage.
Yeah, but they
want
the
ring and all the glamour, the outside glamour that comes with being in a marriage, but they
wanna
don't
be
want
single.
to do the duties that a wife has to do. And you know, they just want that title. They want the accolades. They want the lifestyle. But when it comes to being respectful to that man, when it comes to having that man back, a lot of them still are selfish. You know, I see that and hear that a whole lot. They married, but my he can't tell me nothing. I'm grown. You ain't my daddy. But that's not the phrase that should come out of a wife's mouth. So
Right.
that's a lot of women. The women are not willing to submit, so that makes the men shaky on coming. So it's a tug of war. It's a losing situation, especially in our community, because ain't no real man, no alpha male gonna take
It
lip
ain't.
and disrespect from a woman. And a woman
Yeah.
think it's cute because they got that mouth, so-called mouth on them and all that. They think it's cute. And then when the real man leave and they get that the little thug that they was running behind, or the one they think cute that ain't hitting a lick at a snake, as the old man used to say all the time. When she get him, they notice the difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a it's a friend girl of mine right now. I think she out there with y'all. I think she live around the Dallas area. And she got on there about a week or two ago, and she said she bench pressing 40 something, bench pressing 40. Or she got to be about 43 or something like that now. Oh, it's time for me to settle down, but my mouth, my ways. Well, now she said she don't have a mouth anymore. That's not a problem. It's just that she hang with a lot of single women.
Yeah.
She wants to settle down, but her single friends ain't ready for her to come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to run through that because every now and then when I'm in the street, I come back in and the guy say, man, let's go to the club. Let's run these women tonight. And I was like, man, I'm chilling. Oh, yo, yeah, I forgot. You house trained.
Mm-hmm.
And if you with somebody you like you say, I'm cool with being house trained. Because the fact that he said that he want to be house trained, he just ain't found nobody.
Yeah, but another thing that I've seen is that you had men that took on that responsibility that I witnessed got cheated on by that woman the whole time. And this is more than one occurrence. He done took on the responsibility to take care of the whole house, taking care of that woman, and that child, them children, and got cheated on. Man,
yeah, that kind of shit happens, and he need to get out of that.
Yeah, and he need to get out of that. So,
but you can't predict. You can't predict what happens.
But it got to be a level of some type of insurance. It got to be a level of something that I can receive in return. It got to be. That's what you're in relationships for. You're in relationships to give and to take. It gotta be a law. It gotta be some reciprocity in the relationship.
But the way I see that, and it's just me.
If she growing up, I'm taking care of her child. I'm working 2 or 3 jobs, take care of her and her child. Fine. She getting the benefit of somebody helping her with her child. I'm going out doing that. It got to be something for me to benefit from.
I feel you. But the way I view that, I feel you. But the way I view that is I never need a woman for nothing. So when I get in a relationship, it's because
I don't know what you in a relationship for if you don't need.
When I get in a relationship, like James says, when we get in them, it's for a female companion because I never really been a person that hung with a bunch of niggas.
But that's something that getting her companionship.
But let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish.
Oh, go ahead.
I never needed a woman for nothing. I try to make myself forever be able to say, and a woman heard me say this years ago in Bastrop and Walmart, and she looked back at me. I was on the phone, and she heard me say that, and she looked back at me and she frowned, and I'll never forget the face she made when I said, I don't need a woman for nothing. And she looked back at me, but I strive to not, well, I don't want to depend on anybody, period, less only a woman. So the deal with me in relationships, I don't care to get anything out of it. She can die, and I don't get a drop of nothing from the will, because I'm gonna make sure I'm good, and that's just me. I don't care if I'm with her because I want. I like sex. Okay, I'm not an addict, but hell, I grew up and we grew up under notches under the belt. So I like sex. So I could sit back and have 3, 4, 5 women coming in and out of my house, picking a day, picking a couple of hours, tell them what time they gotta leave. I can live that lifestyle if I wanted to, but shit, it's too much out here right now. From AIDS, and then I'm clean nasty. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody's sick, you got the corona out there now. We got AIDS. They got new sexually transmitted diseases out there now. So it's not as safe to get out there and have pleasurable sex like the youngsters doing it. I'm more conscious with who I lay down with. So if you find somebody like Jay Austin was saying, first they got to be appealing to attract you to them. So then we get with them not to really just get anything out of it, but hell, if they got some money, we finna spend some money. But it's the companionship, you know, hanging out, somebody to talk to, somebody to have your back, somebody to make you feel better after a rough day. And then shit, you can lay them down and make love to them. You know what I'm saying? Without
so it is
one,
a benefit.
without
So
I went through that calling Michelle thinking I'm finna be with her tonight, and she tied up. She can't come out. Now I gotta call Sheila, and Sheila out of town. Now I gotta call Angela at work or not picking up her phone or with her boyfriend, a boyfriend I ain't know about. I went through that. I like to have things accessible to me. So it's like I needed a ladder. I needed a 8-foot ladder to put up some blinds and stuff around the house, to hang ceiling fans. And I got a neighbor that has that. I have a neighbor that has a ladder. But the fact that I don't like asking people for stuff, I went and bought my own 8-foot ladder. Same way with when we was coming up and I needed people to make flyers and CDs. I bought my own burners. I bought my own. I invested in my own Photoshops. I started printing my own flyers because just waiting on people. I like things as accessible to me when I want it. Same way it comes when it comes to women. I want that woman accessible to me when I want it. I don't want to make that phone call and I'm in the mood and I'm ready. And she told me that she'll be over at 10 o'clock. Then I called and something came up. You know, so I'm not in it to get nothing out of it. But like I say, if she got a nice little bag and we can put our bags together and we able to live in a $450,000 house compared to an $89,000 house, we'll put that money together and make that happen. But that's once I'm married. I'm not going to do that with nobody I'm shacking with. But if I marry her and we in there and we doing our thing, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So I'm not in it for me to get something out of it. The only thing I'm getting out of it is what she brings that I can't give myself, and that's pretty much sex. I never believed in jacking off. That never been my thing.
So you getting something out of it? I'm
getting sex out of it.
Yeah. So you getting something.
Right. Sex. So, but that's cool with me getting. But you say sex not enough. You want to get something else out of it besides sex.
Don't, bro. Yeah, bro. You saying something that's not. You just saying.
Okay, what did you say then, bro? What did you say, man? I'm sorry for putting them words in your mouth. I'm telling you how I interpret what you said. You said you taking care of a woman, her child, and all that stuff, and you not getting nothing out of it. What did you plan to get out of it? Maybe that's a better question. What do you plan to get out of it, Mr. Sir? Answer that, Mr. Sir.
Said what I'm planning to get out of it.
Yeah, what do you want to get? What would you get out of? What do you call getting something out of a relationship, Mr. Sir?
A family.
Okay. And so what I told, so
Family,
you
family.
want a family. So sex isn't enough, correct?
Sex is a part of it.
But it's a part of it, but it's not enough, right?
But it's a part of it.
But
It's an
but is it
aspect
enough?
of it.
If you only
It's
got
not-
sex out of a relationship, would that be good? Could you settle for that?
You having companionship, everything that you just said is what I would look for, because it's an aspect to it. That's just an aspect to having a relationship with somebody.
Okay, but you said you doing everything and not getting nothing out of it. If you're in it, you're gonna get sex, you're gonna get companionship.
Right,
So when you
that's-
say
that's-
getting
yeah.
nothing out of it, elaborate on what's getting nothing out of it is. That's all I'm asking. I'm not trying to patronize you. I'm just asking a question because I may need to know this because maybe it's something I'm overlooking. But being that I'm so independent, I don't look to get anything out of it except for what she can bring, and that's
It's
giving me the
same.
type of
It's
sexual
same
pleasure
thing.
that I can't give myself.
Right. Okay. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's just me. I'm a sexual human being. That's just me.
Right.
And that's all I want. If she don't bring a dime to the table, and she comfortable with the way my lifestyle and how I'm living, I'm good.
Cool.
We don't have to, if she die, I'm not looking to get $100,000 off her insurance policy. I could care less because I'm going to make sure me and mine is good, whether she's with me or not. So when you say, because you say that a lot, that if you're not getting something out of it, you don't see the purpose of being in it. When you say that, elaborate on that so I can maybe see what I'm missing.
Being in a relationship, it have to be reciprocity. You can get sex. Sex only lasts for so long.
So sex isn't enough. Go ahead.
That's with anybody.
Right. But go ahead. I asked you that question. But when I asked you that, you couldn't answer. But now that you're speaking, you said sex is a part of it, but it's not enough. Go ahead.
No, you said it's not enough.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead, baby. I ain't gonna say nothing else. Go ahead.
I'm speaking on that shouldn't be the only thing you should have in a relationship is you in it for the sex. It shouldn't.
I said companionship.
Long term, and you with somebody long term, it gotta be a give and take in the relationship. It has to be. He got a benefit, you got it. The woman got a benefit, you got a benefit. You having sex, that's gonna be something that you're gonna have. That's what it is. If you with somebody, that's what it is. But long getting something so fulfillment out of it, because people that have been together for years and get divorced and still not happy. Having the sex and still not happy.
What is fulfillment to you? Your definition.
Fulfillment is whatever it is to you as an individual. Having a family, building together. That's what fulfillment it is to me.
So
having a family, building together.
Having a family.
Not you trying to condemn. Not
that person
condemning because hey, this is something that I want for myself, but I can't give you that. Then okay, we move on. You go your way, I go my way because it don't work out. So that's what I run into.
So your thing is, in a relationship, when you say family, you're saying your seed, your child.
Man, woman, child. Man, woman, children. Family. Legacy. Something that I can build to somebody.
So is it safe to say, what you're expecting out of a relationship, is it safe to say that sex isn't fulfillment enough for you?
No, it's an aspect of it. You're not gonna just be in a relationship just to have sex with somebody.
Exactly. No. Okay. Let me rephrase that.
It's an aspect.
Let me rephrase that because you're right. Because it's just a relationship can't be built on sex. But I'm saying that plays a major part in a lot of relationships. But what I'm saying is, listen. What I'm saying is, you have companionship, you have building, you have someone to comfort you.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is understood, is what I'm saying, in a relationship. But
Right.
the thing that's missing in what I say is cool in a relationship and what I want, the only thing that's missing to you is family.
Right.
You want your own child along with all of those things I named.
Right.
So the things I named 100% isn't 100% enough in your world, because you want that child.
Always.
Okay. And that's all I was
Always.
saying. So at
Yeah,
the end of the
always.
day, that's correct. Sex
Mm-hmm.
isn't enough. The companionship and all that, it's part of the relationship. The part that's missing in your life that makes a relationship complete is you, your seed, that woman.
Because it's
Then
work
all
in
of
a
the other
relationship.
stuff makes it complete.
It's
Correct?
work in a relationship. It's work in a relationship. You have your ups and downs. It's work in a relationship. It's work to maintain and be with somebody in a relationship. So you want to have something that you can receive to keep you going, to keep you moving while I'm in there.
You're saying that the child is that.
For me, having my own
Right.
children is something that I would want for myself.
Right.
I'm not negating the fact, let me be clear, I'm not negating the fact that if a woman have a child that I would accept her and her child, because I would. But that still don't take the fact away how I want to have my own. I would love to have my own children. That don't take that fact away.
Right. Now let me ask you this before we get off. How many women have you met, if I'm not being too personal? Just not really a number, but that you came to and you say, especially like Austin brought out, in your age bracket of dating, have you said, I want my own child? How many possible women that you think you could have had, but when you said that phrase, it kind of ran them off?
None.
So when you tell a woman you want your own child, ain't none of them walked away?
Yeah, they have.
That was the question. I say, how many women have you approached and you say, well, I want my own child?
Yeah.
How many shied away from you?
I don't say it like that. They ask me, hey, you don't have children? No, I don't have children. Would you like to have your own child? Like, yeah, I would want my own children. But
so that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I say, so when you tell them you want your own child, how many of them shy away? You said exactly what I said.
Yeah.
A lot of them shy away.
But all of them shy away until I explain what I'm saying. Say, okay, I want to have my own children, but I understand that you. So I'm not gonna be foolish if I come across a good woman. She got children. I'm not gonna be foolish to not accept her. And a lot of the women in our age group, they got adult children, so that's something different. They live in their own life. So it's like they by themselves and they don't have children. But that don't take the fact away that I would want to have my own. It just don't. That's something that gets to the grave with me. If I never have children, if I never have them, that don't take away the fact that I always wanted something. So if I'm dead and gone and you speak on that, speak over me, that's something that he always wanted. And we don't get everything in this life. So that you're not gonna take that from me. Nobody gonna take
No. That's real. No, that's real. And we all have our
everybody
limits.
wants something. Everybody
wants and we all have our limits. Like Austin say, he don't want a woman with more than one child.
Yeah.
My limit would probably be 2. You know what I'm saying? But and we all stand firm on that.
Yeah.
The fewer the better. You know what I'm saying? So but I just don't want you to miss out.
3, 4, 4, 5 and 4 and 5 and all that. No, man. I don't give a damn. They're adult children. That's too many people. 2, that's cool. And they got children. I get that. But 5 and all, nah, man. No, I'm not doing it.
That's real.
I'd be by myself all my life if that was an option.
So your conclusion on why it's hard to date when you 30 plus, what would you say? As a summer up before we get off.
I don't date. I'm looking to have in the courting process is to have a wife and family. My intention, I'm courting with intention, finding somebody with intention to have a wife. I'm not going.
But I'm saying, why would you say?
I'm not going to the club to go, and I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm just saying I'm not going to the club and going to go meet somebody and stuff like that. No, I'm not doing that. I want
right. So I'm saying, not you as an individual. What do you think the problem is with why dating is so hard with the 30 plus group compared to the 18 to 25?
Sex is accessible. You can get sex anytime. That goes on the job. Everybody's screwing everybody. You know, nobody don't want to be committed because you can get sex when you want to get it. You know, it's easy. If that's something you want to do. If I wasn't who I was, I can go to the airport and do what I do. That's something I want to do. That's not what I stand for.
That's real.
From what I represent. Because of who I am and people know who I am. So he a Muslim, but he's screwing all these. Nah, that's not something that I do. That's not what I stand for. When I can do it, but I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
So a lot of it's what it is. People, you can run through the women up at the job. You can run through the women in, and you got women you can pay for. It's everywhere. So why would I want to a woman in her mindset? What a lot of men say, why would I want to, especially young people? They're not trying to get married. It's hard financially. They're not trying to couple up, but it's benefits to being married. It's a lot of benefits to being married. You know, if you're looking for it in the society. Society is geared towards people that's married. It ain't geared towards single people. You know, so it's a thing to have somebody in your life. I get it. I understand it. But that's not something I want to be running through and being a whore and this, that, and the third. I don't pride myself on.
Yeah, that's real.
I mean,
you stand for something and you have standards.
My mother wasn't like that. My mother could have had men in and out of the house, but she didn't because she had a son she wanted to be. So I learned that from my mother. She was a good example when she could have had men chasing her up and down because they did, but she never had them coming in and out of the house like that. So, and that's not something I want to do. And if holding myself to find somebody, I do that.
That's real. And like I say, I applaud you for standing firm in your belief and what you believe in. I joke and jive with you, but like I tell you, you'll probably see Jesus for me because you have morals and you stand on them. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And Austin, why do you think 30 plus is a harder range to date in than the 18 to 29s?
Well, first I just want to say you're not gonna see Jesus before me because I repented. But
I said before he'll see it. Oh, she said, hey, he's saying he'll probably Jay'll see it before you.
Yeah, he ain't letting Christians in heaven. He ain't letting Muslims in heaven, huh? Yeah,
but I mean, I think the reality of it is that people speak the words of that sound good. I want a good man. I want a good woman. I want someone that protects and provides. I want someone that's going to be wholesome. But in reality, what they're actually seeking is someone that can just provide and not looking at the whole person versus pieces of the person.
So, do you think that leads to infidelity?
And that's another topic we need to talk about, is cheating worth it? But it can lead to infidelity because you're not finding the whole person that you want. You are actually settling for pieces of a person that you
How many people actually can find 100% of what you're looking for in a male or a female.
It's never going to be 100%.
No.
But it's the percentage that you can actually deal with and be faithful to, committed to. No one is 100% perfect. You're not going to find the perfect mate. But what makes them perfect is what you accept in them, along with their imperfections.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, I was just saying a lot of people, they settling for who they can get. A lot of people are doing that. A lot of people are with people they don't necessarily.
But can they love who they can get?
You know,
I tried that.
Will they be faithful to who they can get?
I tried to be with somebody just to be open-minded. So it don't work for me. Well, my experience, it didn't work.
But your experience, did she meet you? Did she meet your taste?
No, no, because I was trying to be open-minded and doing something different with the children thing. I said, let me try to be a little different and open-minded. And I seen that was my cup of tea.
Was you attracted to her physically?
I wasn't really attracted to her because I didn't really notice her. I didn't notice her when because we were at a conference and she got my number, but I'm thinking we switching numbers to do information at the conference, and she was calling to see what was up with me. This opportunity, let me see what's up. She had 3 children, 3 teenagers. I said, man, let me kind of be open. This is my opportunity to kind of be open to see if this is something that I would want to do, because that's why I got with her, to see if this is something that I want to do, is to have a woman that got, 3 children. She had 3 children. She got 3 children. I got with her. That wasn't something that I wanted to wake up to every day.
You know why?
It wasn't my speed, because I tried to be open with it and it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, but you have to. The key to that is,
bottom line, I really wasn't too attracted. I wasn't attracted to her like that.
That's the point I was getting to.
Yeah. So I wasn't attracted to her.
It's easier to love the package when you love what it came in.
Right.
If you're not attracted to that person, and then y'all get together and you don't fall in love with their intellect or their inner self, it's gonna be hard as hell to love their seeds.
Yeah, and that's what I've come through is go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so speaking of the physical, you can have a 10 plus.
Right.
But when you get with that 10 plus, when they are a -0 in their personality ways, then you're not going to, that love isn't going to develop.
Yeah, I say that all the time. Beauty, don't never just get with a woman because of how attractive she is, because a lot of the attractive women are demons. They hell within, and are they down on themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're unhappy with themselves. They don't love themselves. They portray that when they throw their little makeup on and the hair and that little tight fitted dress, and they happy. But when them doors close and the spotlight off of them and they not around their friends, you would be amazed on how many depressed, beautiful, that we call beautiful women out there that wouldn't care if they didn't wake up the next day because they're depressed. A lot of them don't have the money that they want.
Yeah, but what turned me off about her was her attitude. I could have dealt with it if she had a better attitude. She talked damn much, and everybody that knew her knew she was mean as hell, and she was heavy-handed and mannish. So I couldn't go back and forth with no woman that want to be a man. So that didn't work. And today she by herself. And she tell me, you know how my mouth is. She talked too damn much. So that's what turned me off. I could have dealt with if she had a more pleasant attitude, but she did. That's what made her ugly, was her mouth. and that's why I didn't, it in jail. I could have dealt with it till today, but her mouth is what turned me off, because she talked too much. She thinks she was a man, and she by herself. Her children gone. She traveling, trying to run from that loneliness, and that's why she traveling all, trying to go to the moon, because she lonely. She don't want to be at the house and get caught by them four walls. Because if you do, you look at yourself. So that's what I see.
Well, my brother say the fact that at age 30 plus, and if they're not married or dating someone that they met back in the day, they're single at that point, and a lot of times they're set in their ways. They've already tried the date thing. A lot of the women are already either educated or getting their education. They're making the money they want to make. And a lot of that age feel like when they hit 30, 35 and they don't have a man, I don't need a man. And, they like, for what? When they got guys hitting on them on their job who they can go out with, have fun with, have occasional sex with. So it's like, why even commit or be in a relationship where the man say, where you going? Why you buy that? You have to answer.
Yeah,
they don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why you're gonna be by yourself, even if you having the sex and you're doing that. But at the end of the day, when you hit 60, 65, 70 years old and you less desirable and you didn't grow old with nobody, then that's when the reality hit. If you ain't saving no money up, take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself because you buy yourself. That's cool when you're in your 40s and 50s. But when you start hitting 60, 70, you got to tap on your children to take care of you, or you get put in a nursing home, that's when it get real, especially with a woman. A man, he kind of can deal with it. But if he healthy, can move around. But a woman, she getting that age, and she getting up in age, and she by herself, that's a challenge, and it's a struggle to deal with being by, okay, you having sex, but that goes for so long. Is that all the fulfillment that you need? Is having sex with somebody?
And then what happens when the sex runs out?
Exactly.
That's why I say you have to. That person has to be your friend, be your best friend. You have to have more in common than sex.
Yeah.
Sex plays a major role, but you have to have more in common than that. If we can't hold a conversation, sit and watch movies, sit and talk about the news, enjoy each other's company, right, without every time you're alone, you got to undress and have sex.
Yeah.
I preach that all the time. A relationship based on physical, which is looks, and sex is a failing relationship. Yeah. You're wasting your time, because God can yank that from you. That person can have a car accident. That person anything can happen.
Hell, life can just happen. You
gain weight.
They ain't make Viagra for nothing.
Right. That's right.
They can gain weight. And if you're not loving that person
for who they
are, you're gonna lose interest.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose interest.
Yeah.
And when you lose interest, there go infidelity. There goes divorce. There go, it's so you have to, the person you get with, you have to like them for more than what they look like and how good the sex is.
Yeah. And I think for me is that when I look at people, and this is just a God honest truth, is that when I see people and they're happy in a relationship and they into that person that much, I've never experienced that. So I'm speaking for a vantage point of my own experience. So somebody with you, riding with you, they're going through the ups and downs, they with you no matter what, and they hanging in there with you, they doing for you, they looking out for you. I haven't experienced that. So I'm speaking from a experience of, because when they get a little rough or the bump in the road, they gone. Because that was been my experience. So I'm only speaking from my experience of what I had and why my attitude is towards having, okay, if this is gonna happen, I want to have some type of insurance or something of myself. So if you decide you want to leave because it didn't got a little tough, then I got something that I can call my own. But if a woman coming in and out of my life with their children, they grow attached. That's hard. A child grow attached to you, and then you and that woman break up because that child grew attached to you. And then she break up or she run the streets with somebody else. Because it can't happen. We can't look at the fact and say that it may not happen, because it could. The child done grew attached, you done grew attached with the child done grew attached with you. All of a sudden, he leaving, the child is gone with the mom 9 times out of 10. Yeah, you can have relationships with the child, but it ain't always necessarily the case. You know, you have a lot that just leave, and the relationships break up. So I've experienced it. I'm like, man, I need to have something. I need to leave. Hey, if we're not gonna be together, I got my son or my daughter, and we can hang out, have ice cream or whatever. But if I leave, I didn't have dealt with women that got children. They gone. The children ain't thinking about me.
That's real.
And then I didn't bought them food, and I didn't help them put clothes, bought Christmas. I didn't compromise who I was as a Muslim. Compromise buying Christmas gifts, knowing that's not something I do. But because they had children, I give money to have the Christmas, buy them little toys, knowing if I don't even celebrate that. But that's what they do. When me and a woman break up, that's it. Them children ain't calling me. They don't give a shit about me.
Possibly.
No, it's what happened. It ain't no possibly.
I know somebody in a situation right now.
It ain't no possibly.
No, I know a situation right now where the kids still call.
And I've done nothing. I've done nothing but what was good to them.
I still do that.
I was good to them. And bought them food, will buy them food. They won't eat it.
But that comes with the territory.
That's just with children. And that's what I understand that. But what I'm telling you, I'm like, man, I want to have something of my own. If that happens, and I know that's what children do, I want to have something of my own so I can deal with it. Not somebody that's coming in and out of my life, bringing their children coming in. You get bonds, because that bond is strong with a child. Then the child, he going over here, you by yourself again.
Well, the best thing
you moving on to somebody, you moving on.
Yeah, I mean, so the best thing.
Now it's better to deal with women that got grown children. Yeah, women that got grown children. But
make sure you get that person well enough that you're actually going to stay with that person. Because I tell you,
but that was my intention, though, Jay. But that was my intention. Listen,
not really. You said that person had a bad attitude, so you really weren't going to be with her anyway.
This is that, but just across the board, just having that and vetting that person, and I go in with the best intentions because I want me a family. I'm going in with the best intentions, but that's not something she wants. She'll say she doing this. They know what I'm about. I'm gonna do this, I do that, or I get a lot of, I know you're a Muslim and I know you don't. So I get a lot of that. 98% of the conversation I done had with women, I know you're a Muslim.
Well, then I bet you 8 times out of 10, them women was from Louisiana and not Dallas.
Yeah. But I'm telling you from my experience up to this point, is what I'm saying. So, but yeah, that was been my experience. It's different out here because people live it, they don't care. They Hebrew Israelite, they Soot, they all Indian, Hindu. You got black people that's Hindu, they Christian. They doing all types of stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? Satanism, doing all types of stuff. Voodoo, So, but it's different out here. But based up to this point was been my experience. That's all.
Well, I wish you luck in that area. And trying to find love in this era. It is kind of hard, especially with the dating pool that you have available. So You know,
Yeah,
good luck.
doing him like, I gotta go.
You got to put it on mute or something, Jay. Blakk. What'd you say, Jay?
I just said, you know, good luck with whatever you're seeking, but
I get it. I get it. What you're saying. I get the dating pool. I get the limitations. I get that. But that don't take the desire away. That's something that I wanted. I'm gonna die with that. If I don't have it, that's something. To take my last breath, knowing that I want to have my own children, and I don't. I'm not gonna get demonized or feel bad. Oh, you just gonna accept. You just gonna accept me and my child. I can't have children. You just gonna accept it, or you just ain't gonna be with me. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to get put in that position where you just gonna accept me for what I got and what I bring. You don't, and there's nothing that I can do about it because I gotta accept her and her child. She don't want to have children, and that's something that I want.
But sometimes that's a two-way street too, as far as the I come with a package.
Yeah,
It's the
man.
package are nothing, and so
you're a man.
I feel what you're saying on that.
Yeah,
But I'm like the female to a degree. I'm like that too.
Yeah.
And that's their choice to take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm good with it because I'm good with self.
Yeah,
I love myself.
And you gonna compromise with me, but I'm not compromising with you. I ain't trying to be no Muslim. I ain't trying to do this. I ain't trying to do that. I'm gonna drink my stuff. I'm gonna do this. Because that's what I've gotten. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna this. You ain't. But you gonna submit to this if that's what you want. Because I'm not changing who I am.
Well, what about the women?
I gotta change, conform who they are.
Well, what about the women in the mosque? I mean,
well, a lot of them were older. They were old enough to be our, a lot of them they didn't got married. A lot of them married, and the other ones that are there, they old enough to be our mothers.
Well, don't they have kids?
Yeah, they got children older than you.
Well, don't they have kids?
Older than me and you.
Are there any young ones in there like that's attractive?
Well, they get married. They get married.
And so dating a woman of the world.
That's a struggle for me. That's a struggle for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a struggle for me. Is dating a woman in the world because it's a lot of compromising doing that. It is. It's a lot of compromising because I got to strip down who I am and I got to figure out if Easter come, Christmas come. This, had a child. The child can celebrate Halloween. The child can believe in Santa Claus, knowing I don't believe in none of that stuff. The child can believe in this. You don't take Santa Claus from the child, but you lying to the child, but it's a child.
But see, so you shouldn't do that because you are stripping away who you are.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've done in the past. Is strip away who are going to Christmas, looking at raccoon, looking at coon in the damn pot, with stuffing, compromising who I am because I got to settle with being this who I am, and you got to settle with being with me. This who I am. I'm not gonna change my way, but you gonna conform and change to be with me.
I've been there.
That's been my experience.
Yeah, I've been there. It doesn't work.
Yeah. So you lose yourself. I lost myself. I done dealt with women. They say they didn't smoke or drink, and then they'll turn around when they get cool, they smoke and drink. You ain't gonna change me doing this. I'm gonna do what I want to do. F Farrakhan.
When they get like that, that's not for you.
I'm telling you my experience.
Right. When they get like that, it's time for you to exit that. That person is not for you.
But why
get out of
it? F Farrakhan, F Elijah Muhammad. Because I've been there.
Right.
You lose
And that
yourself.
person's not for you, is what I'm saying.
You
But
lose yourself.
everybody not gonna say that.
Yeah.
You got younger women right now that's thirsting for knowledge. I go through the timelines, the Twitters, the posts, and a lot of them are infatuated with knowledge.
Well, time has changed. This generation is different. Times has changed. I'm telling you, me coming up in my experience of why I'm at where I'm at.
Well, you might need to date 25 to 29.
That's what I'm saying. Is that where I'm at? It's like I done met women, but I lost myself compromising because people know me.
But that was back then.
I'm telling you to the point of where I'm at now. I'm not talking about in Dallas. Of course, this different circumstance. But I'm telling you why I'm at where I'm at, why I haven't had that success. A lot of us. Now, you got some brothers that didn't have a lot of children, but they had children outside of the nation.
Right.
So they didn't have babies and children. They come in having they didn't have children.
So back then, and then
you see, yeah,
now you're hot there all on.
Yeah, you scared and this, you don't want to be seen with me. This, I've experienced a lot of that stuff.
So he's kind of scorned.
No, I'm not scorned. I'm just telling you that's what happened to me.
That's what I'm saying, and that mess with you mentally.
Yeah,
that would mess with me mentally, and I'm a strong person that don't really give a damn about too much of nothing that goes on in the world. And if I experience a third of what you say you experience, I'm sure it'll bother me.
Then you gonna accept I ain't trying to do what you do. I know you the man, but I ain't trying to do what you do. You gonna help me with my kids, because you gonna come down here. I done found you a job so you can help me with my children. A lot of them said that to me. It ain't about no love. They want you to help them with their children.
What they look like.
My children.
They were trying to put you on some panties then.
That's what I'm saying.
What's she saying?
Then when that didn't work, it's what it is. It was over with.
It depends on what she look like. I mean, she gonna compromise too.
Anyway, all right, it's been real.
Yeah, it's been real.
All right, having a talk.
We gonna come with some more hot topics because it's a lot going on with this relationship stuff. We tried to get on something else, but they keep hitting us with the relationship issues. Everybody going through it right now, man. They getting it in. Pandemic, it's the post-pandemic, and they going through it. I mean, they don't know whether they want to be FN free. They want to meet somebody in the bedroom and cuddle up, love each other for life. They don't know what they want to do. A lot of people confused right now on what they want to do, which way to go. You got people ready to settle down. They got friends and family that want to keep them in the street, trying to mess up what they got going. It's just a lot going on out there, man. It's not really that difficult. It's difficult because nobody wants to, I guess, settle down. Nobody want to compromise or whatever James said. Immature. What Phantom was like, they're immature and don't want to. They're not ready to settle down.
I'm gonna say this: after they didn't been beat down, or they didn't been, a lot of them they didn't been through. They didn't been through it. They didn't been through a lot of partners. They didn't been through a lot of experiences. Then they ready to do that.
But a lot of times, Phantom, I feel you on that. And I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna close. A lot of times, Phantom, you really don't want no woman who ain't really been through it, to be honest with you, because the woman who haven't been through it gonna always wonder. That curiosity is gonna be there.
I'm talking about the run being,
But I mean, that's not every woman, though. That's not every woman.
No, we're not saying every woman, but a lot of them, when they wait till they've gone through that phase to want to settle down, and you done kind of built up a reputation for doing what you've done. So,
I mean, you have to take what you like, whatever it is, however it comes. So
I got you.
but all right, fellas.
There it is.
Yeah, we out. All right, Phantom.
Phantom.
And like I say, it's happening. So we might as well speak on it. Shout out to Phantom. Shout out to Jay Austin. And we'll be back next Wednesday night with another topic. Speak on It podcast, man. We gonna be here. We original.
Peace.
Peace.